Today's A Journey Through Aesthetic Realms will be presented in Tagalog and English, with subtitles in Arabic, Olaxese or Vietnamese, Chinese, English, French, German, Hungarian, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, and Tagalog. Pagbati, kaaya-ayang manonood at maligayang pagtanggap sa A Journey Through Aesthetic Realms sa Supreme Master Television. Sa programa natin ngayon, kami ay nagagalak na makasama si Binibining Ana Maria Labao Cabato, ang Executive Director ng Philippine Performing Arts Company na nakabase sa San Diego sa Estados Unidos, na kilala rin bilang PASACAT. Kanyang ipakikilala ang iba't ibang tradisyonal na Pilipinong sayaw at ibabahagi sa atin kung papaanong sila ay nagsilbing inspirasyon para sa mga henerasyon ng mga mamamayang Pilipino. Mula sa pagsisimula ng PASACAT noong 1970, si Binibining Cabato ay naging parte ng kumpanya bilang mananayaw, musikero at bokalista. Kanyang nasaksihan ang pinagsama-samang mga sinaunang sayaw mula sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas patungo sa mga presentasyon ng PASACAT. Sa kasalukuyan, 5 pangunahing grupo ng mga sayaw ang regular na itinatanghal.
One of the groupings is the dances from the northern part of the Philippines, the island of Luzon, which reflect those cultures who are very earthy, and these people reside in the rice terraces. So you can imagine that their dances, their movements, they imitate the movements of the bird. Then we do another style of dance which is very European, very elegant dances because of the aristocrats of the Spaniards. And so it's the waltz steps, the jota steps, and then the sounds of the rondalia, the string instruments, are played for those types of dances. They use bamboo castanets instead of the Spanish castanets, fans and shawls. So again, those are very strong traces of the European influences. And then we do dances from the south. The largest island in the south is Mindanao. One of the dances that has evolved over the years is called Singkil. And originally it started off as a fan dance for only women, but the Singkil has evolved into a dance where a prince rescues a princess, and there's fan dancers and crisscross bamboos where all the dancers perform in and out of it. Then the other 2 groups that we do are other indigenous dances from the mountainous terrains of Mindanao, as well as the central part, the Visayan region, and the countryside dances from the central part where life is simple. And you see this nipa hut, which kind of represents that. Dances like the Pandango sa Ilaw, which is Dance of the Lights, where they balance a candle in the glass on their head and on the back of the hands. Then, of course, another bamboo dance is just with 2 sticks, in which the dancers rapidly go through the bamboo poles, imitating the tickling bird.
Sunod, ipapakita naman sa atin ni Binibining Cabato ang ilan sa mga kasuotang pansayaw.
This is a costume that we utilize for dances from Mindanao. The female skirts that's used, and you can see the design here with the beads are beautifully kind of enhancing the design here. And then here is one of the blouses also that's being utilized. You can see the skirt right here, and then the blouse. Here's another costume from the Mindanao region. You'll notice the buttons. That's specific to one of the provinces there, and a grouping of people. And this keyhole type neckline also is very, very typical for the costumes from that region. We've been blessed in that we've gotten some funding and raised some money through performances to purchase some of our costumes from the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So we have a 40-year inventory of costumes and props and instruments, some of which we call our Museum on Wheels, because we do give workshops on the Philippine culture.
Bagaman 4 na dekada na ang nakalipas, ang pagbanggit sa pagsisimula ng kumpanya ay nagdadala pa rin ng kinang ng kaligayahan sa mukha ni Binibining Cabato.
It started back in 1969 when the Philippine American Community Association of San Diego wanted to put on this big event to celebrate San Diego's 200th anniversary, and the enthusiasm from that was so great because there were about maybe 60 youths that came together to learn Philippine dance. A year later, PASACAT was formed, and so we've been in existence officially since 1970.
Wow.
Sa mga nakalipas na taon, ang grupo ng mga mananayaw ay lumago sa 4 na mahahalagang bahagi base sa kung sino ang miyembro at kung ano ang ginagawa nila.
We have 4 major performing components. The senior dance company refers to the teenagers and the young adults that learn the traditional Philippine dance, and they are trained in a very strict and disciplined way to get the technique, the skills to be performers, theatrical performers in the presentation of Philippine dance. We also have our junior dancers, which are ages 4 to about 18, and this gives the students an exposure to the culture of the Philippines as well as an introduction to theatrical performing. So it gives them skills on how to be quick on your feet. You just have to kind of keep your composure, and we try to teach them that. The other 2 components are musical component, the rondalia, which is composed of string instruments called the bandurria, which originated from Spain, and then the laod octavina, guitar and bass are part of that ensemble. Then we also have an indigenous instrumental group, which are percussive instruments from the northern part of the Philippines, the highlands of the largest island in the south, Luzon, the Cordillera, the flat gangsas, which are made out of brass, and then to the south, Mindanao, where it's a lot of Islamic cultures. They have gamelan-type instruments with knobbed instruments called agong and kulintang, and the native drums. One more musical group was the singers, because singing is so important to our culture. There's usually a lot of Filipinos are able to sing, so we infuse that into our performances as well, and try to give our members a rounded performance skill with dancing and music, singing, and then playing the instruments.
Wow.
Some of the dancers have been there since the 80s, and they're still performing 20 plus years later.
Bukod sa pagsasayaw, mayroon pang isang aspeto ang grupong ito na tumutulong sa mga miyembro na mahalin ang sariling kultura ng buong puso.
It's about finding your identity and finding out who you are. When I saw my first formal Philippine dance concert, I was just awed. It was because of Philippine dance that I began to understand and embrace my culture, as well as the ways that my parents tried to raise us, which was pretty much in the traditions of the Philippines.
Ang tradisyonal na kulturang Pilipino ay tunay na mapagkamamamayan. Ito ay nakikita sa pagiging malapit sa isa't isa ng mga miyembro ng PASACAT.
PASACAT is about family, and I've stuck with it for 40 years because through my own personal trials in life, these people have been my family, and they've been family to my daughters who are part of the organization as well. And so because of that connection, it's so important for us to feel that, because it gives us purpose in life, and it also helps us to respect others in a deeper and more profound way. That, you know, it's about humanity and trying to bring the best in people.
Bilang pagtugon sa kasiglahan ng publiko, ang PASACAT ay nagbibigay ng 50 pagtatanghal taon-taon.
We do a lot of cultural festivals for the libraries, and we do a lot of weddings. We perform for the Conference of Mayors at the Convention Center. We've also performed for the All-Star Game for baseball, and it was just awesome.
Isang masayang taunang pagdiriwang ay ang piyesta ng mga parol. Isang tradisyonal na selebrasyon ng mga Pilipinong Kristiyano tuwing katapusan ng unang linggo ng Disyembre.
The parol is actually the Philippine Star Lantern, which represents the Star of David that supposedly led the wise men, you know, to see the baby Jesus. And during the Christmas season, the parol is very traditional to be hung in front of the homes. And you would, like, here's a window here, you would see it hung there. But what we try to do is we bring various types of parols to our festival for display, as well as perform Philippine Christmas dances and music and songs. So our guests get treated to that festival, as well as a couple of hours of ongoing entertainment by not only us, but church groups and other cultural groups that we invite to share the day with us.
Ang grupo ay naimbitahan na ring magtanghal sa iba pang prestihiyosong okasyon.
We performed in the Philippines, which was truly a privilege because we danced at the Cultural Center of the Philippines in Manila with the premier Philippine dance company of the Philippines, Bayanihan. And our choreographer is a former member, 13-year veteran of Bayanihan.
Ang Philippine Performing Arts Company ay tunay na isang halimbawa na nagbibigay inspirasyon sa pagpapaunlad ng isang kultura sa pamamagitan ng sining. Pinasasalamatan namin si Binibining Ana Maria Labao Cabato sa kanyang pagpapakilala sa makasaysayang Pilipinong mga sayaw at sa kaaya-ayang pagganap ng kanyang grupo. Naway ang inyong mahalagang trabaho ng pagiging tulay sa kultural na pagkakaunawaan ay lalo pang pagpalain ng tagumpay. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa Philippine Performing Arts Company, bumisita lamang sa www.pasacat.org. Mga magiliw na manonood, salamat sa inyong nakalulugod na pag-antabay sa kabanata ngayon ng A Journey Through Aesthetic Realms. Manatiling nakatutok sa Supreme Master Television para sa Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living. Susunod pagkatapos ng noteworthy news. Naway tayo'y palaging pagpalain ng walang hanggang kagandahan ng kalangitan. Tender viewers, thank you for your pleasant company on today's episode of A Journey Through Aesthetic Realms. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living. Coming up right after noteworthy news. May we always be graced by the eternal beauty of heaven.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/AJAR.